What is good, guys? M.V.K here, back again. And here today, guys, I wanted to pretty much give a review so far of a series that, yes, it is more driven for children, but it also serves as a purpose in terms for Marvel. Um, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Uh, I wanted to talk about this. I really did. It it makes sense for me to talk about it, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it so far. I have watched 6 episodes of the series, and if you guys have uh, looked at my videos or looked at my community feed, you would have seen that I gave a little written review, but uh, maybe you guys want to also hear what I had to say as well. So, like I said, I definitely wanted to talk about this. Wanted to talk about the series, so far as a whole. So, first and foremost, shouts out to Mr. Lawrence Fishburne for being, he's the executive producer on this show. And like I said, I gotta admit, as though it is directed more to kids, it has a flair to it that I can relate to, in a sense. Um, but like I said before, as a comic book geek, I've been a comic book geek since I was 10 years old, guys. That's never going to change. And I love seeing, I love seeing the characters that I read in comics get exposed to non-comic book readers. Now, yes, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Devil Dinosaur is old. Devil Dinosaur has been around since the 70s. Devil Dinosaur was created by the late, great Jack the King Kirby, you know, and he was a part of the Devil Dinosaur, but his companion was Moon Boy. Um, Moon Girl is new. Moon Girl has only been in comics since 2015. I met her whole creative team, Amy Reeder, Mr. Brandon Clare, all of them. I've met all her creative team. Her at New York Comic Con 2017, I believe. And they were all great people to meet. So it's really cool to see, this character be brought to life, and looks like it's being loved. What makes her stand out. Lunella Lafayette, that's her name. What makes her stand out is she's young. In the comics, she's only 9, I believe. In the series, they made her younger or older, but at the same time, she's a young African American girl. You know, who is recognized as the smartest person in the Marvel Universe. That is not just for the show, that is direct from the comics. She is the smartest person in Marvel Universe, in the 616 universe. She is. Meaning what I mean by that is she's smarter than Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Hank Pym, Amadeus Cho, you name all the top brilliant brains, T'Challa, Doctor Doom, all of them. Lunella Lafayette is on top, and that's something that I really like. Now, they do have changed up a lot. For example, in the show, she's not Inhuman, which is one thing. In the comics, she is. She's Inhuman. She's Inhuman. She has an Inhuman gene that helps her stay connected to Devil Dinosaur. They have like a like a ESP with each other. As for the show, like I said before, guys, the show is beautiful. It is so beautifully well done that just embraces the culture of the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Now, for non-New Yorkers who don't know, me being a New Yorker, yes, The Lower East Side was always about the working class. It was always about the working class, and it always has been. There's a big Jewish population there. One of the biggest main stables in Lower East Side is Katz's Deli. Now they don't show that in the series. That would be crazy if they did. But once again, it's just beautifully showcased the different cultures and embracing. It's not about being woke and all that other garbage that people like to throw around. It's about just expressing what New York is. New York has always been a melting pot of cultures in the show, and I love that they showcase that. The show showcases Lunella as being a little headstrong, but very, very confident in what she is because she's very intelligent. She really is. But also somewhat an outsider because she doesn't have a lot of friends, even in her school. Like, she keeps to herself. And when she does find her friend, it's because she saved her and her friend wants to be like her. She wants to help her, but at the same time, they are friends. Um, Her relationship with Devil Dinosaur in the series, once he comes through the portal that she created, is beautiful. It's like it's kind of like Lunella has a 75 tall like dog dinosaur, because that's kind of how he comes off. Devil Dinosaur in this is voiced by Fred Taskor. I think everybody should know that name. So he does a good job of doing all the and all the noises as Devil Dinosaur. He's a dog. He's kind of like a dog, but he's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The family aspect I also love about it. That's the other thing about the family aspect, and I'm not just talking about from a black standpoint of view, because yes, family is important to me and my family as well, but just in general, the way they advertise the family aspect of the show is beautiful. You see the different generations of family, from the grandparents, Lunella's grandparents, to her mom and dad, and even them running a small business in the Lower East Side. They run a roller skate ring, and people love it. People go there to have fun and things like that. It's great. It's showcased so well. You know, it embraces so much of the Lower East Side, just like I said. You know, uh, Lunetta. The one thing I would say about the show that you're probably asking yourself if you never watched it is like, so Chris, do they mention, you know, other Marvel characters? Well, to a extent, to a degree, they do say they do mention the Avengers. They mention the Avengers. They talk about, there was an episode where Lunella had a chance to go to the Wakandan embassy and things like that. But outside of that, nothing new. You don't see Spider-Man swinging through the city and things like that, which would be fine. But I've never really known Spidey does. That was his patrol ground. Like, he's web swing through, the Lower East Side. But they do bring up that, like, the Avengers don't come down this far. I was cracking up with that. But like I said, a lot of Easter eggs. A lot of Easter eggs that I just mentioned. But outside, like I said, I've watched 6 episodes, and outside of that, there have been really, her villains have just been creative own characters that I have never seen a lot of any of these characters, you know, in the Marvel comics, except for one that they finally introduced in the 6th episode. I would say he's kind of a villain, but he's not, and that was the Beyonder. They brought in the Beyonder. Lawrence Fishburne voiced him, and he was trying to understand humans better and things like that. And if he was threatening to destroy the Earth if he didn't understand, if Lunella didn't kind of give him things like that. But they have more of her own characters, and I can understand that. They're going more for establishing Lunella in this season, which is perfect. I got nothing against that at all. The show, I mean, You can clearly see in this show. This show uh, is written by people of color. You can clearly see in this. And if not, if I'm wrong, um, to whoever's writing this, you're doing a great job. You know, there was one, and I throw that out there because there was one episode. Like I said, remember, prior guys, remember, I've only watched 6 episodes so far, and one of the things that really interests me was there was one episode, and a lot of the sisters out there will understand this better than anybody. There's an episode that focused on the standards of especially black women's hair. Just the beauty of the hair and how society looks at us with natural hair and how it looks as being not being beautiful. And I love how they go into it. We see Lunella's grandmother played by voiced by uh who voices her again? Um I'm forgetting who voiced her. Alfre Woodard. There we go. Alfre Woodard, who, for everybody who doesn't know, she played Mariah in Luke Cage. You know, you see her talk about it. Her mom talks about it. They talk about what they did as kids to look beautiful, like straightening their hair and things like that. And after a while, they just realized that their hair was always beautiful. It was just things like that that I'm listening to, and I'm just like, I get where they're coming from, because as a black person, many of us can probably understand what it smells like to have a hot comb going through hair. If you have not experienced that or know what that smells like, well, you're not a person of color in a sense, because yeah, I know what that smells like, and it don't smell good. It really doesn't. But like I said, it's just stuff like that, and the music. Oh my God, the music in this is so funky and so fresh. It it just does such a good job all around. Like I said, the animation has a lot of. It seems like, I believe the animation could be done by the same people that do the Loud House or something like that, which I do love. I love that show too, but it's beautifully done. It's so good. And like I said, yes, it is directed towards kids, but as a comic fan myself, I enjoy the show, and I'm gonna continue to watch it. It's on Disney Plus. I'm gonna continue to watch it. I've watched the first 6 episodes and I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go next with it. But outside of that, good job, Mr. Fishburne. Very good job for getting this off the ground. The question that maybe somebody is asking: do they even acknowledge Jack Kirby? Yeah, when you look at the credits, you will see Jack Kirby's name there, like Devil Dinosaur created by Jack Kirby and things like that. Moon Girl created by Amy Reeder and 2 other people. But outside of that, it's a good show. It really is, and I got nothing truly to say bad about the show. Um, if you do have kids, this is definitely for them. They'll love this. If you don't have children, but you are always interested in this, if you're interested in this character in terms of reading her from the comics first, yeah, you're gonna like this. It's really good. The voice acting is really good. The pacing in the show is kind of interesting, and like I said, the music and just the setting, I can relate to even more. As a New Yorker, I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I understand where they're coming from and what they showcase in terms of how they do the Lower East Side, and also the diversity of everybody. I mean, you see Asians and Hispanics and uh, I believe they showed some Jewish people in there as well. So it is shown. It showcases the Lower East Side pretty well. So I do recommend it. Uh, I do. Give it a shot. You may like it. So if you enjoyed what I had to say about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, drop a like uh, and subscribe for more stuff like this. I will continue to review more stuff and over time, because at the end of the day, I'm the Geek High Lord of New York, baby, and I'm the Alpha, and this is my pack. So thank you guys. I will see you guys next time. Take care.